phone right now. I play Xenoblade X, or I'd read my Spanish translated romance manga.
Of which
You're
romance
what?
manga?
That don't matter. That don't matter. That don't matter.
No, it do matter.
Oh.
Which one?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
which one.
say it
is.
to the class.
JoJo Bizarre Adventure Steel Ball Run. Yeah, that's what I'm reading. Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
Meanwhile, speaking of which, let's start reading.
In our universe.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, let me.
Did you guys see the Did you guys see the trailer for Marathon?
I haven't.
another
I've just heard it's some. I've heard people think it just looks generic.
It is quite literally that. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I was waiting for them to be like, and here's the next, and here's like the big difference between it and all the other extraction shooters, and it never. Came.
Never came.
It never came.
Oof.
The only difference is
it's made by Bungie now, and that's it.
It's made by Bungie. I'm like, damn, they fucking shot and killed Destiny 3 for this? Was the CEO's Bugatti really that worth it?
Yeah.
Roland, hey, that's your Bugatti out there.
Also, Billy, I just noticed that you DM'd the thing, and yes, it was that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but Edwin, yeah, there's a Telethia in X. It's the super boss.
What? What? What?
Anyway, speaking of bosses, eh, we might as well. It's definitely 40 meters deep. There was.
Yeah, Johnny, you better hype yourself up for this one, man.
Yeah, lock in. Also,
you're locking in tonight,
based on what I've heard, based on when I think you fell asleep, you didn't really miss much.
Basically, Johnny, it's about to go down.
Yeah. It's about to
We're
go
in
down for both of us.
We're in the boss fight now?
Boss fight, yep. Anyways, there was a park here once, but there's no trace of it now.
Like last stream.
Huh?
I was really going in and out in the last stream.
Yeah, I noticed.
Well, this time you better be in.
Like, I know you at least saw Arcade become a missile.
The gamer lane for like reading.
Yeah, yeah.
Just do what I do whenever I read JoJo.
Which is?
Take off your pants.
That I might get too comfortable. I'll keep my pants on.
If this were the original,
I'll wear
maybe.
another pair. I'll wear another pair.
Underwear is optional.
God,
Oh my God.
that sounds uncomfortable.
Commando.
I'd be reading Steel Ball Run with my skill balls out.
Okay, that's good.
Alright, I'll give you that one. Anyways, the debris is scattered across the slope, all the way down to where it bottoms out into the cavern. Looks like it'll be too steep to climb back up, though I know I should be able to get down safely enough. Which is why I... go down or scope things out first?
Damn, does this matter? God, I guess I gotta check. I think it does,
It has
actually.
to.
I think it
Yeah.
I think it does. Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference gonna be? If we hit go down, we're just gonna get incinerated?
Probably.
Which would be kind of
If you
funny to
scope
say. If it's
you
as
scope
simple as
things
that,
out.
we might just do that.
If you scope things out, Arcuite dies. If you go down,
That's what I was.
Shiki dies.
That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna be like, if we scope things out first, then we're gonna wait too long, and Arquaid's gonna get slaughtered.
It's day 4, right?
Yes. I believe. Not that. Oh, 5.
Day 5.
It's Fire and Blood 2.
What are the options again?
Hang on. Go down or scope things out first.
I don't see it here.
So going in blind again?
Go in there. Just hop in there.
Going in blind, that's what we're gonna have him do.
Hop in there.
I can't back down knowing exactly where our enemy is. And it's not just Vlov down there. Arkwade is there too, fighting him at this very moment. I promised I'd fight at her side. It'll be alright. After all, it's not my job to fight this battle. I just need to deliver the finishing blow. Once she's got him pinned down, I'll get in and cut through his lines. But in order to do that... Screw it, there's no time to be scared.
Yeah.
I skid down the rubble slope until I hit the ground at the bottom of the crater. Hang on, let me turn the...
Lock the fuck in, yo.
I don't think I'll be doing much voice acting this episode, so I'll just follow Alm's advice.
Play Xenoblade X.
Alright, yeah, that works. I quickly cover my nose and mouth with my hand. It was pure reflex, a survival instinct that triggered in response to the searing atmosphere around me. I can't breathe. Sure, there's plenty of oxygen. I learned from our time at the hotel that these flames are some type of curse. They don't undergo combustion the way a real flame would. The problem is the heat. The air is so hot that taking a normal breath would roast my lungs to a crisp.
Oh.
Both vampires are before me. A perfect contrast, one clad in white and the other in his black cloak. Claw and cleaver meet time and time again. Despite the heat... Yeah. Despite the heat, Arkwade doesn't break a sweat as she continues to press back against Vlov. To me, it looks like Arkwade has the upper hand. It won't be long now until she manages to restrain him. There's just one problem. That is, how long I'll last. Since my body is already ablaze.
Bruh.
Strangely enough, I don't feel any pain. Even without breathing, I've got a grasp of the situation. I grip my knife tight, waiting for the moment that I can take down Vlov, like a sprinter waiting for his signal, or an unmoving specter. I wait. And wait. And wait. My eyeballs dry, sizzle, smoke, and turn to ashes, but still I wait. The moment never comes, and neither does the realization that I've long since burned to ashes. Okay, this one was funny.
Arcuate and Vlov are having a big ass anime fight.
Meanwhile, Shiki is just burning.
Okay.
He waits in the fire.
I want to reiterate the fact that throughout this whole novel, every choice has been... It's had logic, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one time we follow logic and the game wants us to be reckless, you know, we realize, hey, we shouldn't always play it safe. And yet every time, every fucking time.
And every time we're like, hey, caution doesn't always work in this game. This stuff like this happens.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
There's like no other route. You either do something or die.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Well, Edwin, I'm sorry to say, you said you're not going to be doing much voice acting. Well, get in here. Teach me, Michelle. What?
Bro,
The dead.
dead end, please. There's no going back.
I go grab an apple and this happens?
So you weren't even here to see that?
Can't believe it. I just did for like 10 fucking seconds. And we die.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad you missed it because this was actually kind of funny. It was basically just Arkwade and Vlov having a huge, like, anime battle, as Johnny put it. And meanwhile, Shiki just stood there burning to death.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, well, you said you weren't going to be doing much voice acting this episode. Get in here.
Oh, okay. I misread that. I misread that, okay.
What did you...
This is the dead end police! Stop right there, Tono. Do you have any idea how fast you were going? Why do you seem so happy about this, huh? Our protectors got barbecued, Nya. Excuse me. The battle was just so exciting, I got a little ahead of myself.
Hasn't even started yet.
Welcome to a very special Q&A corner, hosted by me, your professor, and this cat that keeps showing up for some reason. Teach me, Miss Xiao. Depending on how you've been playing, this may be your first dead end. Yeah.
Haha, yeah. Yeah,
totally,
Shield,
totally. You see, Shield, this was totally intentional. Yeah.
We've been dying on purpose this entire time. Okay, some of them were. Okay, the first one was on purpose, actually. I didn't think we'd get them this much.
I picked the worst fucking time to take a bite. I kinda understand why you would pick this option. Damn, she's literally saying like, damn, you're fucking stupid, but like... We should calm down and really think about the situation. Humans don't react well to being set on fire.
I thought that's specifically a human thing, see.
I'd say this dead end was the cat's meow! You gotta be a total babe fighting you got a total babe fighting right in front of you. How's anyone supposed to stay calm? Here's a poem from me to you. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Welcome, welcome. Well done. What do you think?
What?
I bet you got your tummy rumbling, eh, mademoiselle? No, I'm afraid I don't understand it at all. Though I do prefer my heart being... I do prefer my meat extra crispy.
Your heart?
Yeah, he said he was gonna say heart extra crispy,
Okay.
which
Okay then.
chicken hearts. He meant chicken hearts.
Yeah, totally. I like to imagine Shield's just like, why did you light the desk on fire?
Wait, really? Huh. I thought you were French. You don't like your steak nice and bloody? Tender meat is delicious in things like beef curry, but when it's uncooked, it's just too visceral. But I bet that Akia likes rare meat, or maybe Ikazukiri would be more her style. Did you know the Japanese take live fish and turn them into sashimi? Can you believe that? The fish is better the fresher it is, dum-dum!
That's true.
If you think I'm pulling your tail, I'll let you treat me to some fancy schmancy sushi sometime. You a fan of flounder, little miss? It's not as if I eat the same thing every day, you know. I eat seafood sometimes. Sure, whatever. We won't be able to settle this now. We'll talk about dinner later. For now, let's get back on track. Yes, you're right. We're still in the middle of class. Let's see, a fight between vampires can be extremely dangerous, so stay calm and watch from afar. Don't worry, you'll have your own time to shine, so save your strength until then. Alright, I'm clocking out. Messian,
I think.
Messian, here I come. The seafood curry calls to me.
Man.
There she goes.
And she's got
Well. Very cool. Alright, back to it.
Anyways. Anyway, throw caution here, apparently. I can't go down there now. The pit below is filled with azure flames as far as the eye can see. In the middle of it all stands the towering vampire. Vlov, Archangel. It appears that explosion didn't even scratch him. What a monster. By human standards, he might as well be immortal. But even so, the figure in white still dances circles around him, like a beautiful huntress darting and weaving through an orchard of flame and crumbling rubble. That figure in white is Archwade. She leaps over the river of flames to close in on Vlov. In his hand is some crude weapon. At a glance, it looks like a long sword, but its blade is shaped like a machete. Archwade, on the other hand, is fighting back against him with her bare hands. She's only got her legs to run and her clawed hands to strike. Yet even so, this proves enough to counter Vlov's machete. He's forced backwards after one tremendous blow. The wound left on his arm is deep enough for me to see the bone beneath. But the sight lasts only a moment. By the time Archwade slashes open Vlov's flesh, his blood is already flowing over it, repairing the gash. Archwade warned me about this. Vampires won't die as long as their supply of blood isn't exhausted. It's just like she said. A wound fatal to any ordinary creature disappeared in the blink of an eye, like it was never there. He swings his heavy blade without fear. Archwade is careful not to overextend. Whenever she lands a blow, she quickly leaps back just out of his blade's reach. She must be wary of him landing a counterstrike. No, that's not it. Her face says it all. She's enjoying the chase. Is resilience to death the only thing you've got going for you? Oh, how the 27 ancestors have fallen. Do you plan to die before you even show me your trump card?
Yes.
Vlov's breathing comes out in ragged heaves. His morbidly pale skin is painted with anguish. He may be immortal, but there's a limit to his powers. Even though he appears to be unharmed, Archwade's dive bomb must have wrecked him, maybe even dealt an otherwise fatal blow. And in regenerating his entire body, he's burned through most of his energy. Archwade's in a similar situation due to me killing her. That sort of thing must have taken its toll on Vlov too. I take it she's thinking the same thing. So she's distancing herself after each attack, essentially baiting Vlov to move in for the kill, hoping he'll risk it all in a full-blown counterattack. The metallic ringing of blows reverberates through the air. Vlov's breathing is a mess. I can't tell if that's shaky or Vlov. I think it's...
I don't know either.
Yeah, I think it's shaky. No, this is...
They're moving too fast. We can't see them.
An awful, foreboding chill creeps up my back. Archwade's got the upper hand, and Vlov is clearly getting exhausted. So why am I feeling so uneasy, watching all this unfold? It's as if Archwade's claws are no longer hitting him like they were before. Worse, despite Vlov's ragged appearance, his swordplay, no, machete play, is still top-notch. It's as if he can see right through Archwade's actions, anticipating and calculating her every move. But worst of all, he still hasn't used that flaming claw of his yet.
Damn, he's learning as he fights.
Oh, that's what it looks like. Neat.
What? Vlov howls. The fire shudders and soars in response. Swirling several meters high, the flames grow into an inferno that towers over the both of them. They then split into countless blazing branches. The underground Colosseum has morphed into a jungle of flame. Walls of fire press in around Archwade, blocking off her escape routes. At that moment, high above her, melting straight through the rubble, hands composed of heat stretch their fingers wide before slamming straight into her body. Archwade! In that 1 second, the tide shifted in Vlov's favor. Arkway told me that she could withstand temperatures up to 3,000 degrees. But these flames just burned straight through concrete. They've got to be hotter than that. Vlov stacked 3 of those fiery hands on top of one another. A strike like that wouldn't even leave ash behind. She never had a chance to escape. Now the fire only serves to lap up its prey. That's how it ends for the woman in white. Incinerated without a trace. That is, if this had happened last night. Huh?
Huh?
She ascended!
Oh,
The flames
Where did you guys think this outfit came from?
I was blue then.
Esto no es cualquier... esto no es cualquier arqueoid. Eso es super arqueoid.
Eso no es mi último forma.
Quite literally, yes. Quite literally, yes. You're right. You are right. Spoilers. You are right.
You are right.
A white skirt flutters in the wind. My gaze is glued to the scene, mesmerized by her transformation. She told me all about it. I've got a plan. I'll remake my body beforehand. This black and white battle dress must be the culmination of her plan. A piece of armor that can withstand the heat of Vlov's flames. I wonder if it looks the way it does because it absorbed its flames, or if Arkwade made it that way. Either way, the flames have no effect on her now. Her plan went off without a hitch. Arkwade's victory was all but assured when she figured out that fire was Vlov's main weapon of attack back in the hotel. Vlov assails her with more fiery claws. But Arkwade bats them away with a casual flick of her left wrist. As easily as parting her hair, she cleaves through the wall of flames, scattering them left and right. The sparks that manage to touch her white dress sizzle and fade into submission. Her golden hair streaks behind her like a shooting star. The way she moves and swings her claws now is unlike anything I've seen her do so far. Vlov is forced to stumble back, helpless against her onslaught. The difference between them is astounding. It's hardly even a contest anymore. Vlov went from hunter to hunted in the second his flames were rendered useless. Arkwade is absolutely relentless, inflicting fatal wound after fatal wound as she corners the vampire. The only reason Vlov's still standing must be because he's still got some blood in reserve. But that will run out sooner or later, especially since there's no one left in the area for him to feed off of. All that's left is that which already flows within his body. Just a few more hits like this, and that'll be gone too. He'll be starved, and once he no longer possesses the fuel he needs to regenerate, he'll be little more than a regular corpse.
Stop this.
A plea for mercy, undignified like a spoiled child. Gone is his skillful display with the machete. His swings turn wild and graceless as he haphazardly lunges at Arkwade, almost like he were trying to cast away his fears, but she doesn't miss her chance to retaliate.
It's cold. So cold. So very, very cold.
The vampire cries as he leaps into the air. Getting away from Arkwade takes every last ounce of blood-fueled power that he has. He flees, soaring higher and higher, aiming past the confines of the crater. Even a 40-meter deep crater isn't enough to keep him trapped. It's likely that he intends to scour the surface for more blood to replenish his supply. But ivy wraps around his legs before he has a chance to escape. It sprouts from the earth in a flash, tangling itself around the vampire with incredible force, and drags him right back into the center of the hole.
Oh, a druid as well.
Yeah. The river of fire at Vlov's feet is reignited. I watch as the azure flames turn the ivy to ashes, but it's not enough to really... What?
No, I was. Go ahead.
Okay, but it's not enough to release him from his shackles. New vines spring forth from this topsoil of ashes. No matter how many times he burns through them, the chains remain unbroken, reviving again and again like a phoenix. Even the immortality of a vampire pales in comparison to nature's infinite cycle of rebirth. These vines are that cycle made manifest. Short of burning down the entire planet, there's no way to escape them. No amount of vampiric power or curses can extinguish nature's breath. Archway dashes in his direction. Everything about her posture and demeanor tells me that she's going for the final blow. She's already crushed every last one of his attacks. Finally, she's decided to put an end to this. I'm happy to let her do the honors. She didn't even need my involvement. Any moment now, Archway will crush Vlov. There's just one thing. Even with our victory so close at hand, my heart beats like crazy. Something feels wrong. His agony, his labored breath. Something tells me that things aren't as they seem. The anguish painted on his sallow face is clearer than ever. In this incandescence, he alone inhabits a different world. A white breath incandescence. A white breath so out of place amidst the fiery sea that envelops him. I know that look in his eyes. It's one of obsession and of self-preservation. He is both the aggressor and the victim, which is when I realize that we made a huge mistake. Ah, damn it. What am I thinking at a time like this? Archwade's victory is already guaranteed. I'd be an idiot to try and interfere now. I have to sit here and observe. There's no need for me to plunge into that hellscape. Knowing that, I don't think this one's gonna work.
If I were a betting man, which I have a serious problem, I'd probably go with option 2.
Yeah. Call out to Archwade. Remember that what Archwade told me. Defeating a vampire means defeating whatever special abilities they possess. The problem is that we were looking at the wrong ability. In focusing on the fire, we overlooked everything else. But that's not where his true power lies. Archwade! We were wrong! It's the other way around! I shout at her from high above. But I'm too far, my voice won't reach her. Despite it all, I scream with all my might. I know what type of power this vampire wields. It's not heat, but... Archwade pierces his chest. Blood spurts out from the wound. It flows quick and free like a bottle uncorked.
Archwade wins fatality.
Yeah. Fatality. At last, the scorching nightmare is brought to an end. Vlov is pushed past the final threshold. A terrible sound fills the air. It rends time and space as the vampire reveals its true form. The atmosphere crackles and sparks. The atoms that were accelerated by the heat suddenly decelerate at an unnatural pace. Electrons bounce off the ultra-cold matter, and with nowhere to go, react with the atmosphere. The blue flames that covered the ground around him were never really flames at all. They were an exothermic reaction akin to vaporization, the very earth rapidly losing heat. Johnny?
Yeah, hold on, sorry. Doing something.
Yeah.
This world is.
He extends one of his cold-blooded arms. His fingers are spread wide, palm open as if craving warmth.
So very, very cold.
The beautiful huntress is enveloped in blinding light. Huh? It wasn't just the temperature that dropped. The world itself underwent a drastic change. A torrent of ice blows Archwade away and engulfs the city beyond. Everything is frozen, from the ground to the pit below to the roofs of the skyscrapers. All in a flash. I wonder if anyone was left in those buildings. If there were people who still hadn't been evacuated, then the sheer cold would have robbed them of their heat and killed them in an instant. A shiver runs down my back at the sight before me. I'm afraid to think of what might follow this. It's stupid luck that I'm even alive now. Had I been behind Arkwade on the other side of the crater, I would have been frozen alive. A river of flames could cover a wide area, but it also spread slowly. Most people would be able to outrun those flames if needed, but this river of frost is something else. It might have a narrow range and follow a set path along the ground, but once it's fired, it spells instant death. If he manages to escape above ground, he'll slaughter the whole town. Hold up. Arkwade. Damn it. She okay? I desperately cling to the hope that she's still alive. She's the only one who can stop this monster. There! I spot her in the middle of the glacial river. Hold on. Yes. Yeah, that'll be fine. Thank God for Arkwade being tough as nails. Looks like that blast of ice didn't even dent her. I see how it is now. It's not that you're insane, you're just fleeing from your sanity. I suppose even a third-rate dead apostle can topple their superiors if they possess the right principle. Thanks for the wake-up call, Vlov Archangel. Arkwade stands untouched at the center of the glacier. Vlov's gaze is as cold as the ice that surrounds him. His eyes are no longer filled with the same pain and agony as before. They're the eyes of a hunter now, stalking his prey on the snowy tundra.
I am the one who was awoken. How dare you rob me of this much heat?
The hatred on his tongue cuts the air like a knife. He hasn't lost the will to fight. If anything, this is the first time I've actually seen him this motivated to battle. Count yourself lucky, Vlov. Normally, I'd have finished you off before you came to your senses. Thank a certain slasher for making me too weak to bring your salvation quickly. Though that's but a temporary matter.
I see. I understand now. Your power is indeed a far cry from what I heard you could muster. How fortunate I am to face you now, weakened as you are.
Though I hate to admit it, you're right. But both of us are on our last legs. The next move will end with one of us being wiped from this earth. So before we get to that, I'll show you the least bit of courtesy. Alright.
Oh yeah, I bet you can do that.
Yeah. Answer me, lowly servant. Mark of the ancestor, lesion on the root, whirling hollow, bastard seed of a newborn principle. What is blood to you?
Oh. Oh, that's what that is.
What?
I might be dead wrong, but we'll find that out later.
Yeah. Arkwade sounds oddly dire even considering the situation. Her question sounds like she's condemning him. Even Vlov looks like he was taken by surprise.
You shall have your answer. To me, blood is worth himself. Oh fuck. It is the warmth of life, that which heals my frostbite and guides both my world and my principle. Without blood, I would succumb to the cold and find my demise at its icy grip.
His tone belies an honest reverence as he clarifies his true nature. I remember now. There was once an eccentric vampire who both loathed and feared humans. To avoid them, she traversed the distant seas and built a castle of her own. One of the 27 ancestors, Zarya Offenbohm. I heard that she never sired any children, despite having used her principle to rule over her domain for more than a millennium. In which case, I suppose you killed her and robbed her of it.
Oh shit. Correct. I am no successor. I am but a knight. No, I was once a knight. Eternity was never meant for my grasp.
The vampire beckons towards his shadow with his right hand. Ah. Out of his unnaturally stretched umbra emerges a strange and massive weapon.
But such a thing was never unsuited for my master. Thus I took it on my own. I became a knight who usurped his liege and stole her throne. Now her principal is mine alone.
It'll be a short reign then.
Bold words. You're too weak to manifest your marble phantasm. Yet you still dare to challenge me.
I don't need it. Nor do I need to assimilate with nature to take out a simple dead apostle. For someone like you, just my claws will do the trick. The corner of his lips curve into a smile. His gallant features twist into that of a hideous beast. It's a wry smile, as if to confirm Arcwade's accusation.
The strongest beings are those who are balanced yet ever-changing. Being like you, even in your weakened state, still exceed my own power. A primordial creature that can weather any storm, withstand any curse. A regular dead apostle would not possess a sliver of hope against you.
The air distorts. His twisted desires spur the blue haze to lower the temperature even further. But Arcwade doesn't hesitate. She's fully aware that a direct hit from Vlov's strange lance could be the end of her, yet she still charges head-on. Then...
Johnny.
Oh. You know nothing of me. My domain be part of this planet, but it is not one fit for life. True ancestor princess, let us see how you fare against this hell of mine.
Yeah, shit.
A flurry of ice-cold gusts spread outwards from Vlov. Arcwade comes to an abrupt halt and throws up her hands in front of her as if to protect herself. The wind screeches as it blankets the surroundings and temperatures approaching absolute zero. And then... well... the giant otherworldly spear shatters Arcwade's pure white dress. Oh.
Okay.
The blast kicks up a snowstorm that blocks my vision. My breath turns white as the air around me cools. Oh.
Damn.
The blizzard clears, revealing Arcwade crumpled on the rubble a few dozen meters from Vlov. Nothing remains of her fireproof dress. She's gone back to her original form.
Truly a monster. You still live after tasting my spear. Well, I'll soon fix that.
Arcwade lies dead still. But Vlov doesn't approach her. Instead, he raises his hand as if signaling for something. Ah. The debris surrounding Arcwade creaks and crumbles. Beneath the rubble, the clawed hands of zombies scratch and groan as they crawl out of the dirt.
The hunt is over. We'll bring her body to me. I will take what is hers. I will take that versatile blood capable of overcoming all suffering.
At Vlov's command, the zombies head to where Arkwade lies motionless. It's over. Our plan failed. There won't be another chance to chain up Vlov. Arkwade is gone, and the city is wrapped in the grim cold. Everyone is as good as dead. What I see before me now are the final moments before the world as I know it ends. Unless... The cold feels like razor blades on my skin. My body temperature is dropping rapidly. Even living is a challenge in this extreme weather. My brain's gears grind as the pressure in my skull rises.
Greetings and welcome.
Thank you for the follow, Markyle thing. I claw at my chest, feeling like my heart might explode any moment now. I give myself 2 more minutes at best. The horde of zombies is closing in on Arkwade. Despite the freezing cold, the scene reminds me of Midsummer. They're like a file of ants marching towards some spilled sugar under the scorching sun. They'll kill her. They'll tear her limb from limb. Just like I did. Just like you did, once. I know what that's supposed to be, but I don't know how to read it.
Billy, you did this.
I get what that's supposed to...
You IRL did this.
Yeah.
You are responsible.
Like, I know what the idea behind that line was, but I don't know how to vocalize it.
Split yourself in two.
Hang on. Ah! Yet I stand here watching.
I meant in the metaphysical level, not at the regular physical level.
Yet I stand here watching it all unfold from the safety of this ledge. At this rate, though. At this rate? Hello. I can't. That thing is a natural disaster in the guise of a human. We never should have gone after him. It was the height of arrogance to think we could defeat him.
Lock the fuck in, Cheeky.
Yeah.
You have a broken power.
Yeah.
You.
What was I thinking? That we could stop him from killing more people? That we could solve this without any more casualties? What a joke. We never should have confronted him. If we had just let this whole disaster blow over like a typhoon, at least he might have stopped at burning the city to the ground.
Man, and he just fucking pulled out the Eye of Agamotto. We're so fucked, dude. We're so fucked.
I just can't. They couldn't do anything. You choose to do nothing. They had nothing to fight back with. You have a weapon. Pressure builds against my skull. Thoughts turn to disarray as common sense wrestles with delusion. My consciousness turns to flee. I make no move to stop it. There's nothing I can do. No way I can fight him. But I've done enough. Any more is insane. But I should run while I can. Just turn away like a normal person. But she'll die. I stare up at the sky. Tall, frozen buildings invade my view. The people inside must have died in an instant. No chance to even manage a scream. Unlike what happened at the hotel. The pleading screams of the people there still haunt me even now. I look over at the fallen woman. The corpses inch closer and closer to her, moaning and drooling. Even now, the river of ice continues to expand. All while the vampire watches over his dominion of death with absolute indifference. I know. My head splits from the pain. At this low temperature, my heart has to squeeze and contract with everything it's got to keep my blood flowing. Everything points to just one conclusion. I can't do it. Every trickle of fear that sinks to the pit of my stomach churns and turns, coagulating into a mass of fury. I may be defective, a laughingstock, stupid and naive, because despite all of that, I still can't bear to stand by and watch this happen.
Hell yeah.
I remove
Chicky,
my
you
glasses.
genius! Kill him!
We gotta turn up, it's the song. cover my mouth with my left hand and stop what remains of my precious body heat from escaping through my blood. I've got maybe 3 minutes. That's all the time I have until the fire within me burns out. It's not that I lack motivation. That's just a realistic assessment of how long a human can survive down in that pit.
The fire inside him. Motivation.
Shit. What the hell am I even doing? I scold myself as I slide down the slope. This is crazy. I'm crazy. This is all so crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once.
You're crazy!
Run away if you want to live? No, it's the opposite. If I really want to live, I need to go in. This monster cannot be allowed to exist. This monster cannot be allowed to roam free. If I run away...
Be gone! You don't belong in this world, monster!
If I run away, I'll die. If I run away, the entire city will perish with me. So it's clear what I have to do now. If I want to live, I need to kill. If I'm going to survive, I need to charge. I have to kill him, right here and right now. As fast as I can. My patience for this creature has already run thin. It dares to kill, steal, and live on without remorse or repercussion. I cannot allow it to live. Not as a human, not as a fellow living creature. As long as this thing lives, it will be my prey. I will tear its life force by the root. I run towards Arcwade. The zombies are about to press their teeth into her tender flesh. I remember the question she asked me earlier. Can I actually bring myself to kill? Whether they're truly human or not, can I kill something that looks so human? It doesn't matter now. My head simply aches. I've never gone without my glasses for this long. I've never been this objective in my thinking. In my frenzied state, I make quick note of where each death line is on their bodies. Then I commit to memory each of my undead targets. Hands off her, you eyesores. The dead shouldn't dare to prey on the living. Besides, she's my prey. Mine alone.
Okay.
I cut through lines on 3 of the zombies like they were butter. Each neatly splits into 3 pieces and drops to the ground dead. It was almost too easy.
Accident.
Wait, what?
I just thought it would be funny if he
He accidentally kills Arcwade?
Kills Arcwade again. I was like, shit.
It was almost too easy. With their attention focused on Arcwade, they were completely defenseless. Wake up! How long do you plan on just lying there? I make no attempt to touch her. I just call out to her as I kill the 4th.
I love this game.
Shiki? Roused by my voice, Arcwade opens her eyes in a daze. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Run already! She pushes herself. She pushes herself off the ground, but the toll on her is evident from her face and posture. She's come to. Though she's alive, though her wounds haven't healed. It looks like Arcwade won't be able to move anytime soon. She's the one who ought to be running away, not me. Unfortunately, I don't exactly have it in me to get her to safety. Glad you're back up. Try and cover me if you can. Cover you? Are you taking him on by yourself? Have you lost your mind? Would someone in their right mind do this? This is like the bottom of the ocean for me. You got that? I have 3 minutes tops. In that time, we've got to do this. We have to kill him and end it. Knife in hand, I dash ahead, leaving Arcwade behind. I look over to Vlov, quickly calculating the distance between the 2 of us. About 40 meters. 6 seconds before I reach him. He still hasn't noticed me yet. 3 more seconds. I can't waste any more time observing him. Got to end this with one final blow. My body's already suffering from hypothermia. Got 3 more minutes until my mind and body shut down entirely. But I have at most before... Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. Just give me a bit, dude.
Okay. But I have at most 1 minute before my body starts to falter and I can no longer move freely. That's plenty, though. I can already see the lines that will let me kill him where he stands. He finally reacts. He shifts his gaze towards me, with all the disinterest of a man about to wave off a bug. The gigantic lance he used to skewer Archwade is gone too. Which makes sense. I'd be worried if it wasn't. In Vlov's eyes, I'm nothing. I might as well be one of his useless zombified minions. He sees me as no more than Archwade's incompetent bodyguard. Why stain his spear when he could just as easily crush this insignificant human under his boot? That gives us our chance. All I can do is catch him by surprise. He's already spotted me, so getting him from behind is no longer an option. But that doesn't mean a surprise attack is out of the question. He doesn't know about my eyes. He'd never fathomed that a mere human could possess the power to kill an immortal vampire with a single strike. 2 seconds. It's my only chance. My one shot to cross the boundary between life and death. Focus. All I need to do is dodge his first move. As long as I can do that, then my gamble will pay off, and I'll be able to cut through his lines. Ugh! 1 second before I reach him. Just as I'm about to get within slashing distance, we both jump back from one another at the same time. We never even got within each other's reach. 2 factors brought us here. First, I made a misstep. The cold air concentrated around him prevents me from getting near. The closer I get, the duller my body and mind become. At the speed I was going, I'd have lost consciousness as soon as I was within 2 meters of him. 1 more step and it would have been over for me. I have lost the element of surprise. It just isn't possible to sneak up on Vlov and kill him. But I can live with that. Failing the ambush was something I'd accounted for. There's one other problem, though. A problem far more deadly. That bastard. My rage throbs beneath my temples, mixing with the headache from going without glasses for so long. I still can't believe it. He somehow managed to read me. He must have some kind of intuition. A primal instinct to survive what would put any wild animal to shame. He should have had no reason to fear me, yet he somehow sensed that I have some method of killing him. In that perilous instant, he recognized me as a threat, leaping away without another moment's thought.
Why did you withdraw?
Why did I withdraw, but close enough.
Oh, why did I withdraw? Oops.
I jumped back
Just
about
on the
2 minutes.
So
Yeah.
he says it like, why did I withdraw?
Yeah. But his retreat was on another level. He had to have pulled a full 30 meters back. I suppose 30 meters must be the minimum safe distance for a vampire. It's almost hilarious just how different a scale we operate on.
What is this? What are you?
He took the words right out of my mouth. My luck has quickly gone down the drain. He'll never let me close this gap between us again. I've recognized I won't be able to take him down, whereas he's figured out I possess a way to kill him. From here on out, it'll be...
You will not approach me. You will die where you stand.
a long-distance massacre. The cold air condenses, forming icy objects in midair. They're sharp as spears and like bullets they fly, targeting my skull. Do I dodge, or do I try to take them? Should I waste my weapon here or continue to conceal it? Decision.
I know he means like, I know by take them he means like deflect or like break them midair, but I'm like, or is he like, is he gonna fucking tank it? He's just gonna tank that shit.
This is a choice you actually have to make.
I hope not. The decision is made on instinct. Okay.
Okay.
Do I take it or do I dodge it? Chooses dodge. It then begins to curve,
Yeah.
leaving me fully vulnerable.
I didn't account for aimbot. The headache rings my brain like a wet towel. My eyes hone in on the instrument of death, like the focus being adjusted on the camera. If I cut the lines, these spears of ice, their inertia, the very bonds holding them together, will be killed right in front of me. Death takes aim at my temples. I align my knife with the projectiles. Humans were once feral beasts too. We're still hosts to the acute reflexes and instincts we had during that bygone time. As long as I'm free to move my body as I wish, these icicles are no deadlier than a pea shooter. However, I've used up my only shot at a surprise attack. His eyes tell me everything I need to know. He saw what I did just now. He doesn't have to understand how I did it, but I'll never get close enough to do it to him. I've lost my only avenue to victory. Should I really have shown him my trump card so soon? No, I shouldn't have. But it's not like I had another choice. I had to play my best hand in order to survive. I'll just have to find something that can make up for it. I limit myself to only the most necessary movements. Even if I can't get close to him, I should at least try to conserve my energy. There's only 2 more minutes left until I hit my limit. My fear is cast out by excitement. Caught in a battle for survival, my perspective on life and death gets turned upside down.
That was no miracle. Yet, it defies any sense. Oh fuck, no better. By what means does this man pass through my thirst like water?
There's a brief lull in the onslaught of icicles. He hones the waves of cold air into singular points, creating a maelstrom of ice.
Valiant effort. But this is where you die. I will not have you quicken my heart any further.
The frozen javelins are launched in my direction as if from a trap thrower. I slice through each of his icy bullets. With Arcwade behind me, I've got no other choice but to cut down every projectile he throws our way. It takes about 1.5 seconds for his frozen spears to close the distance between us. As long as I am able to move my body, I can continue fending off his assault. But in the meantime, I need to come up with a plan. Vlov hasn't moved an inch. Why? There is no reason for him to hold back now that he recognizes I'm a threat. Which leaves me with a hypothesis. He's frozen in place not because he thinks he can finish me off from afar, but because he can't move when he's in that state. Arcwade has cornered him already, leaving him without blood to fuel him. This freezing aura that surrounds him is more like the final defense mechanism of a monster on the verge of death. It's a wild theory, but it's one that fits the present situation. Trapped and unable to move, Vlov desperately throws accursed icicles every which way in order to cling to life. In the end, it doesn't matter if he runs hot or cold. All creatures ultimately perish when in his proximity. If I were within 10 meters of him, I'd freeze to death in 2 seconds. I'm going to collapse in no time. I'll meet my end like a lost traveler on a snowy mountain, doomed to drift off to sleep and never wake up again. When a human's body temperature exceeds 43 degrees or drops below 34, brain cells start to shut down. But I can't lose myself in the details. I have to look at the broader picture. I cannot let my thoughts distract me. My duty is to slice my knife through whatever comes my way the second I see it. I do have to revise some of my earlier assumptions. Yes, the cold he emanates spreads out in all directions. After a closer look, I'm not certain the density is uniform all the way around. The ground seems coldest. That must mean there are temperature disparities in the air around him. If he has a weak point, that's where I'll find it. His blizzard may act as an all-encompassing barrier, but that doesn't make it impenetrable from every angle.
So, cast your life into the abyss for your master? Valiant. Well, you'll go no further.
Vlov draws the lance he used against Arcwade from the shadows once more. As he does, a large tree of ice crystallizes in the air behind him, its branches extending in all directions. Ah.
Oh. Get it.
Yeah.
I will simply overwhelm you with numbers.
His attack interrupts my analysis. I focus again on intercepting his projectiles. There's no way I can kill all of the icicles this time. I have to take a hit. No, I can't let that happen. It's too soon to give up. I can't afford to take the slightest graze. Bleeding here would be death. The unforgiving cold would strip me of life before the minute was out. So I have no option but to kill. One way or another, I must. I reboot my consciousness and see the lines. Only the lines. One by one I take note of my prey. 26 in all. I devise my plan. Plot where to move, where to slice and kill, and where to dodge. At the center of it all, I see it. That which far transcends all of the lines of death surrounding it. A perfect point from where the lines are born. The place where death converges. Hurrah! The wall of death closes in on me. But just now I saw it. A glimmer. Just as I'm going to die here, so too does the possibility exist of him dying. Hurrah! But I've already reached my limits. Shikitono is out of ways to ensure his survival. The icicles rip through the flesh of my left thigh and the right side of my abdomen. Precious heat is robbed from my extremities. My ligaments scream as each sudden stop chews away more muscle fibers. The cells within are instantly destroyed by the ultra-cold temperature. My fingers grow numb. I can barely move my limbs. Ah, this is it. The chance at victory slipping out of my sight. Whether he finishes me off or not, I'll be dead within a minute. If Vlov or Arkwade or anyone else were watching me now, they'd think the same. I'm sure of it. But no one believes it more than me. So then why? There must be some primal animal instinct. Why is it that you're smiling during all this? An icicle strikes Arkwade in the face. Fuck. Forgot to account for Arkwade's position behind me. It looks like it only managed to graze her, but she has one hand over her face, rubbing the spot where she was struck. What kind of person takes a hit like that to the face and comes out with barely a scratch? Ow, ow! I'm reminded once more of just what a monster Arkwade is. She buries one hand into the ground and pulls out a massive slab of earth as easily as someone might dig through sand with a shovel. Then, as if to rebuke Vlov for the pain he caused her, she flings the rock in his direction.
Oh shit.
But he demolishes it just as easily with his lance. There's still not a scratch on him. It makes sense that he wouldn't be killed by rudimentary weapons. And yet, after seeing Arkwade's counterattack, it's like the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Finally, I've got something I can work with. I can kill him with one blow. But to do that, I'll have to strike him before my body shuts down from the cold. How though? Jarius plus 4 others started a Discord voice chat.
No, it didn't.
Nameless and 4 others started a Discord voice chat. I don't know why it's just popping up now.
You see, Billy, I secretly made a second call that has been broadcast to the world.
Yeah. Of course. My legs won't carry me the distance they need to in a span of 2 seconds. It's 2 seconds. I need something faster. To maximize my chances, I'd better approach him from an angle where the cold is thinnest. But I can't use my legs to do that. I've got no other options. At this rate, I'll die anyway. It's no longer a question of if I can do it, but how. Brace yourself. There's only one way to get close enough, and that's by...
Taking flight.
I think it's taking flight. I think I see exactly where this is going. I think I see exactly where this is going.
Throwing. Yeah, I'm gonna throw the match, guys.
Yeah, taking flight. Or I suppose it'd be more accurate to say falling down. But can I actually pull it off? The whole thing would be down to luck. I'm already aware that there's no way I'd come out of this venture unscathed. For one, the impact of the landing alone would break my bones and turn my muscles to pulp. Will you be able to bear such agony? I narrowly sliced through the projectiles as if I was cutting through my own hesitation. Those were a little too close for comfort, but I ought to thank him. That last shot has opened my eyes. I just need to take whatever pain that comes my way. I've never been particularly susceptible to the sting of death to begin with. From now on, I'll tune every last thought to the prospect of killing. I have no doubt that Vlov is already doing the same. I turn around and run towards Arkwade. Though doing so depletes me of my last reserves of energy. I couldn't take one more step if I tried. My enemy is 50 meters away from me. But that's fine. Horizontal distance doesn't matter here. Hey, Arkwade! Can you do that thing again? What thing? I quickly explained my plan to her. It's a short explanation.
Throw me!
Yeah! She views me of total bewilderment, but something about my expression must have convinced her. You know there'll be nothing left in my tank if I pull something on that scale, right? Are you sure you still want to do it despite that? You won't be able to run if it comes down to it. I nod, indicating that I've accepted the consequences. I don't even have the energy to talk, and I'm honestly shocked Arkwade was still considering the possibility of escape. But won't you fall off halfway though? I'm not great at holding back, you know. No shit, I'll fall off. That's why you're... Even though I was supposed to catch my breath, I can't help but yell before getting to my plan. Which is when?
Too late.
There's no time to explain. Vlov has already sent another merciless storm of spears our way. It's fine. Just throw me at full force. Don't hold back. If I'm gonna die, then I'd rather it was by your hand. We don't have time to dance around the issue. I take my eyes off Arkwade and focus on our enemy. Behind me, Arkwade perks up in response to my order. Got it! I'll make sure you win. Or I'll make sure you win. I crouch down in front of Arkwade. There we go, there's this, everyone post this, AG.
Hell yeah.
There, I press my knees and palms flat against the ground. An unseen arm reaches beneath the surface, runs beneath the surface. Arkwade unearths another slab of rock, just like before. No, it's on a whole different scale this time. The entire terrain crumbles and shakes as she loosens a massive swath from the ground. Going up! It's an explosion of soil, a veritable upheaval of the ground. The terrain splinters into countless pieces. If Vlov's cold is a blizzard, then Arkwade's made a tsunami of earth. Even Vlov's deathly icicles are but droplets splashing against a tidal wave. Soon, the 50-meter high wall of earth will crash into him with the full force of 7,000 tons. Yet the knight doesn't flinch in the face of the looming calamity. He pierces through the wave of gravel with a thrust of his steel lance. But between the falling debris, he must have noticed that Arkwade, having used the last of her strength to pry apart the bedrock, was now on her knees, and that the imminent threat was nowhere to be seen among the earth and sand. Staring down the towering wave, his instincts returned to him. To be precise, they had returned 2 minutes prior, when a lone human forced him into retreat. That which he had thought was forever lost to the cold was rekindled, and he found himself regaining a semblance of his sanity. Oh, this is Vlov.
This human has the means to kill me. I know not how, only that he does.
A lingering instinct of a man once whole. The intuition of a warrior honed and tampered during the Dark Ages suddenly broke free of the curse plaguing his body. The deep-seated pride of a knight built up over a mere 2 decades, and won over the madness of a millennium. He understands all too well that this is nothing short of a miracle. But such things are fleeting. This delusion of the mind will end once he kills the human. It will regress to being a dream of the dead, never to see the light of day again. In a matter of moments, the human joy he finds in the thrill of the fight will be buried by a haze of frost. Well, that's why he intends to relish the development. He understands the enemy's intention. He'll mask his approach using the debris as cover. He's seen the human's weapon. He knows he can cut through things. Surely the human will use the wall of dirt as a door, burst through it, and encroach on his territory. He readies his lance. The wall of dirt towers before him. Under normal circumstances, he would shatter the wall and his concealed foe with it. There is no need for him to adapt to the enemy's tactics. His preferred method of warfare has always been to offer no quarter and crush all resistance. He still has plenty of energy remaining. 10 people's worth of the finest blood. Yet the vampire remains obstinate.
I cannot do it. Consuming these souls is the one thing I shall never do.
It is his warmth. In order to burn, he will preserve this blood for all eternity. He does not mean to make light of the human. He has already realized that the foe he faces is an outlier. He is more than aware that if the human gets too close, it will be the end of him. Yet there are things even he is unwilling to relinquish. Fully aware of his own heedlessness, he thrusts his lance forward using 50% of his remaining power. The giant wave of debris breaks apart immediately on impact, but that only takes care of the rocks to his front. The blow ensured his immediate safety, and nothing more. He knows it would do little to his foe. He knows the enemy will come for him. No matter the cost, he will come.
However,
unfortunately, there are limits to the human body. He has no way of passing through this rain of debris. Even with the true ancestor princess on his side, some things are impossible. When the earthen waves break and the downpour ends, so will the life of the human. As long as he can find the boy, an ambush is impossible. Vlov opens his eyes. They're equipped to peer leagues into the distance. But he finds nothing. Not even a glimpse of a shadow creeping away. Could he have actually managed to kill him with that mighty blow? No. This foe would never die to something so simple. He chastises himself for thinking so highly of the enemy. Yet a deathly cold chill runs down his spine. For a single second, he allowed his mind to drift from his foe. He knows that the enemy will come. Yet if he is nowhere to be found, then the knight's premise must have been faulty from the start. The vampire looks up at the sky. There he finds the enemy illuminated under the moonlight. He's holding the knife in his mouth! Yo! Oh, and she wrapped him in the vines? Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
The pale blue ghost lights of the mystic eyes of death perception bear down upon him. Arquade's aim wasn't just to bury Vlov in debris. It was to lob this boulder into the air. The one eye was strapped to, far out of the vampire's view, and more importantly, above the reach of his cold. 30 meters below me, the tidal wave of Earth is demolished by Vlov. What remains is just him, me, and the vast open air between us. I steel my nerves as I revisualize the outcome. If I manage to do this, Shikitono will lose both of his legs. Even if I survive, I'll never walk again. The certainty crystallizes in my mind's eye. But I don't let that bother me. If I can brace long enough to survive the next 2 seconds, then the result will be well worth it. There it is, the song! It took him only Yeah. It took him only a second to find me. While I admire his speed, it'll be 1 second too late. But won't you fall off halfway, though? I'm not great at holding back, you know. No shadow fall off. That's why you're going to make me a path. The floating rocks fall into place like puzzle pieces. A hastily constructed slide connected by ivy. We sit on the same coordinates, with only the air between us. Here we go! I calculate my chances of survival. Before I get started, I confirm my target. My route is plotted. A one-way path. 30 meters in 2 seconds. It's showtime, bloodsucker! My descent begins. I plunge down the slide into the maw of death. I've given up on reacting. I can only make my decisions one at a time, 1 second at a time. During the 2 seconds leading up to my touchdown, I focus on 2 factors. Every decision I make could end in my death. When faced with such a scenario, I must concentrate on where my chances of dying are particularly high. I visualize every point that could lead to certain death. Only 2 such exist. Elsewhere, my chances of survival lie around 10%. I don't need to worry about those. 10% is more than enough. The problem lies with the ones where I have a 0% chance. A scenario where I will die, no matter how deftly I perform, no matter how careful I am. Which is why I must do whatever I can to raise those odds from 0 to 1%. I need to sharpen my senses if I'm going to overcome those 2 obstacles of death. I don't have the luxury to allocate them anywhere else. As I drop down, I no longer have the capacity to plan ahead for anything else either. What if I'm wrong and there are more than 2 points of certain death? I can't even fathom it. If there are, then it's already over for me. I don't have the strength to avoid 3 of them. That would just mean his power exceeds my wildest expectations. Icicles appear in the air behind him and shoot forth at me, as if to smother their prey. They close in like the jaws of a beast. It's terrifying, but I'm beyond caring now. That fear amounts to nothing more than a base animal instinct. I had seen this coming from a mile away. The thing I feared would kill me. 10 meters. I pass through the first obstacle. Every last one of my nerves is on fire. My muscles are tuned to perfection. I rapidly twist and turn my torso. Even though it should have been impossible for me to change the trajectory of my descent, I managed to somehow do it after calculating the angle of his weapon. The metallic object narrowly skims the air behind me. My 0% gamble pays off and managed to avert certain death. Only 1 second before I land. It's my victory. He's out of moves. Both obstacles are determined in the span of a second each. Now I have to kill him before my insides are pulverized by the impact of the fall. I don't care what'll happen to me afterwards. In this moment, all of my focus is on piercing his line. But if he were to have one more move up his sleeve, something outside of my predictions. No, there's no time to think. No time to avoid it. Even if I could change my trajectory at this juncture, I wouldn't waste my time on it. The time for thinking is over. If I'm going to die, that was decided the second I started my descent. This is fine. If my brain is to be skewered by ice here, I doubt I'd even register it. The second obstacle. The negative 100-degree temperature that defies the law of nature and stops the human body in its tracks. My impulse to brace for a landing, and even my concerns for the sanctity of life, are left behind in the skies above. Vlov! Kinetic energy courses from my thighs through to my hips, from my hips up to my back, and from there into my right hand as I swing the knife down. Now that the motion has been set into action, there's no way of stopping it. I'm a killing machine fueled by inertia. All my brain needs to do is locate his lines. At the center of it all, I see a light. A vortex of swirling atoms, a certainty of life's eventual end. A place of pure death that pulls everything inside it like a black hole. My brain may have cast out all rational thought, but it still comprehends what it's seeing through sheer instinct. If the lines are what bring death to life, then this core brings death to the origin of his existence. The end of the universe where any creature, be they monster or immortal, can be killed with a single stab. I can't say I care much for this sudden revelation. My entire body trembles with emotions that run much deeper. Having used his lance already, Vlov unsheathes his machete. Realizing my aim, the vampire readies for another counterattack. It's his final move in this game against an underhanded opponent like myself. This man is the real deal, a shining example of his kind. I don't know or care where that bar is set for vampires, but he's a killer through and through. I can't help but despise him. When he was sane, before he was a vampire, I'm sure he was a knight worthy of envy. Even if not a shadow of that man remains. But he will never get the chance to bring his blade against me. I turn, dodge, then twist. My eyes trace his core. In an instant, the surrounding temperature returns to normal. The cold wave disappears alongside its master's life force. But the man still remains upright at the center of it all. Johnny?
Fuck, is he dead?
Did we just lose him?
Johnny, no.
Right at
He made it
his
so far. He
yeah,
made
right
it
at
so
his
far.
final lines. Right at his final lines.
Who?
What? Oh wait.
He lives.
Okay.
What is this?
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Dazed, the vampire speaks to himself.
I do not know this wound, nor can I recall this loss. I know only that this indescribably gentle touch of air left me long ago.
I don't know what he's saying. I don't even know the language he speaks. But his tone is gentle, like that of a poet extolling spring.
Ooh-ee-ay, ooh-ee-ay. I feel neither pain nor cold. Frightening, and how very nostalgic. It's as if I've already died.
I'm so done. I'm so done. My body drops backwards onto the ground, but my heart and lungs cry. But my heart and lungs cry for joy, as finally, at long last, I begin breathing normally once again. I can't move either arm. I can't even tell whether I'm still holding my knife. All I can be sure of is the throbbing in my body and my rapidly fading consciousness. It's a blessing in disguise. My pain is overtaken by numbness. It was like the bones in my left leg, which I landed on while falling, were carved with a saw. Normally the pain would have me seeing stars, but right now, I can't feel a thing. God damn it. The miserable words pass my lips, even though I will them not to. I don't get any joy from having survived. I even feel pride in having done some great feat. It wasn't a miracle. There's nothing. After all was said and done, I discharged at him with every emotion I possessed. The moon, a solitary crescent moon, sits high in the night sky. How odd. It feels familiar somehow. Like I saw something just like it in a dream once. You okay, Shige? Arkwright strolls over as if nothing had happened. I'm alive, I guess. Feel more dead than alive, though. Even talking hurts like hell.
Say that again?
I forced myself not to make the joke.
You fool. You should have made the joke.
But you're not going to hear me make petty complaints while I'm still alive. Now, no need to be modest. You just managed to kill an ancestor, you know? There's no shame in boasting a little. Arkwade seems to be happy on my behalf. Even I know that killing Vlov was...
I just broke my legs. I'm not in a mood to boast. I think my ribs are cracked.
My ribs!
Oh god, Arcuid, I think I'm missing some ribs. Arcuid, I think some of my ribs are missing, actually.
Arcuid, my ribs. I think I broke my...
ribs.
Ribs.
Even I know that killing Vlov was a significant accomplishment. And yet... It's not like I actually did anything. His ice had already decimated the city. The body count will likely eclipse the massacre at the hotel by hundreds. If not thousands. It is all my fault. I let it happen again. Huh? Oh, it's not like anyone died.
What?
If it's Vlov's curse you're worried about, I protected everybody. No one died?
What?
Oh, hold up! What are you saying?
Wait, what the fuck is this Mickey Mouse Clubhouse ass game?
I try to fling my body upright, but my left leg screams from the motion. I find myself still on the ground, wincing in pain. See, you ought to be lying down for now. Ah, doesn't matter. What did you say just now?
Sleep in the ground, you know.
Yeah. No one died? You serious? I am. When Vlov's principle went wild, I managed to keep it contained with a convective coating. Though, I'll admit, if you had taken any longer to kill him, I probably couldn't have kept containing it. Arkwade casually admits to having done something insanely overpowered. My mind flashes back to the fight. Arkwade had paused abruptly just before she was hit by his lance. Does that mean she didn't do that to protect herself, but to protect the entire city? Come to think of it, it is kind of strange that I survived the initial blast of ice at all. Yet I was able to keep breathing even in those Arctic conditions. Arkwade must have ensured the rest of the town was able to do the same. And because of it... that happened. This entire time I was only thinking about myself. Meanwhile, she was selflessly protecting the city, even when she knew it would leave her at a disadvantage. You idiot. Why the hell would you do that? Weren't you the one who was saying we can't be thinking about human casualties? A strange wave of anger washes over me as I shout at the space case standing next to me. Arkwade raises her brow curiously. Because you told me that's what you wanted. I said something that idiotic? Seriously? When? Where? Whermst? Don't tell me she did it because... You're an exception. You've never even drunk blood, so you're fine in my book. Vampire or not, as long as you don't lay a hand on humans, I've got no problem with you. I can't believe it. As long as you don't lay a hand on humans. She follows that? Even though she might have lost her life in the process if anything gone wrong? I laugh at the bizarre reality of it all. If anything, I'm more dumbfounded than ever. But more than that, I am incredibly grateful. I close my eyes. If what she says is true, then I suppose it's fine for me to rest now. My chest, which had been filled with nothing but regret, is now overcome with relief. My consciousness starts to fade away. I forget all about the pain in my leg as I slip into a deep, dreamless slumber. At least, I try to. But Arkwade hits me over the head with a loud thwack, forcefully pulling my awareness back to the land of the living. What the hell? You can't. If you fall asleep with a wound like that, it'll be worse when you wake up, right? You gotta wait until you close it up. That'll be more efficient. She is right about that. But who was the one who told her that in the first place? Arcweed, can I be honest with you for a second? Huh? Oh. Sure, go on. Stop asking for the impossible, you idiot. This is the end. With that, I've burned through my very last reserves of strength. My consciousness is already in a distant place. I can hear
Just like Johnny.
Yeah. I can hear Arcwood making some big fuss at the back of my mind, but I no longer have the energy to open my eyes. Johnny, are you really going to sleep? Yeah, because I'm tired. Tired enough to drop dead right on this spot. I'll wake up again tomorrow.
For once, it was actually perfect timing, actually.
Yeah.
It actually fits with the current events.
Yeah. Are you really sure? It's gonna hurt, you know. Are you okay if it doesn't heal? Aren't you gonna pass out the second you wake up? You're so loud. I'm going to sleep so you can do whatever you want. Okay. Okay. In that case, you should have told me sooner. She sounds bright and cheery. Her tender fingertips feel cold against my already ice-cold skin. It's nice. Soothing. The light replaces the fatigue inside me. Ugh. Should I call it the spoils of war? Or just the ancestor's husk? Either way, I didn't really know where to dispose of it anyway, so this is perfect. What was that squelching noise?
Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me, Arcade.
Oh, hold up. What are you smearing on me? Ouch! Ow! 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 I feel my nerves flaring up again. That hurts, it stings. What are you? What the hell did you... Just as I'm about to lay into her, I'm suddenly hit with a tremendous sense of emptiness. Perhaps my shouting burned through my last supply of fuel. This time I know I'll fall into an uncontestable slumber. Oh, don't worry, it's nothing bad. I'm just using it to fill up your wounds. What? So, I can't really do anything about your bones. You should get that checked with one of your human doctors afterwards. Her cold fingertips part from my skin. You asleep, Shiki? Yeah, I am. It's been a while since I've slept so soundly, without a whiff of fear. Guess I'll have to get you back myself. The house was the one on top of the hill, right? I'll help you home. In my sleep, I only see the white moon. You did good, Shiki. Thank you. You really saved me out there. Her words of gratitude float about weightlessly. I can't hear her voice anymore. Finally, without anything else to interfere, I fell into the deepest of sleeps.
And that's how Shiki died.
Yeah. Roll credits.
The rest of the game is Shiki is in a coma theory.
Should we just stop here or keep going? Hang on. We've done an hour 33.
I can stop here. I can stop here. That's like a fine spot.
Yeah, we can stop here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did well, Johnny. You did well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You held off long enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you heard us, but we thought it was kind of funny because you drifted off right when Shiki passed out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How immersive. We are the most immersive Let's Players. It's like you're really there.
Yeah. But yeah, I've heard I've heard a lot of people say that is like one of the best fights in the game, apparently. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Well, so there is another thing I want to bring up. So like the song that I pointed out, that's Shiki's theme, in case you didn't realize. But yeah, and I just wanted to say one of the reasons I like it a lot is because if you like listen to it, I feel like it works both. The way I describe it is it works both as a hero and a villain theme, which in a sense is kind of perfect for Shiki.
Oh,
Like maybe I'll pull it up after we're done, but yeah.
yeah.
But anyways, I should have opened the scenes before this. But anyways, yeah, so this is the end of the current main antagonist. Who could be next, I wonder?
It was me, Billy.
There's more?
Oh, quite a bit actually.
There's considerably more. Yes.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah.
We're about 1/7 of the way through.
Yeah. I don't know about that much. How many days? I
You're
think
right, I
there's
think
like...
it's more like 1/16.
I think there's like 14 days, I think?
Damn.
I'll look that up
What?
after we're done.
Day 5. So we're like a little bit, like around the 3rd?
I guess, yeah.
About, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Sayonara.
Adios.
Is that your final line in the Vlov voice?
Yeah.
You're saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Go up. What fun fact do I have for you guys today? Let me see. Shit. Let's see. Oh, here's a fun little fact. Do you guys know that Augustus was chronically ill during his youth? And the rise to his political power is that despite the fact that he was chronically ill, he showed up to a battle as reinforcement. Despite the fact that the battle was over, it did not demean his political reputation. In fact, it enhanced it because while he was on his horse, the man looked like he was about to fucking die.
oh my god.
Shit.
So while everyone was like, "Oh, look at sickly little Octavius," because his birth name was Octavius or some shit. He's so sickly, he can't ride into battle, and he looks like he's about to die. Why is he on the horse? Why is he riding after the... Fuck, we have to go get him now. And then when Julius Caesar saw his nephew, like, dude, why are you here? You didn't have to show up if you were sick. It's fine. Can we ride back to Rome now? I think I'm actually gonna die this time. So that's a fun fact for you guys. Also, in terms of medieval warfare, when it comes to cavalry, go for the rear to instill fear, and the flanks to break the ranks.
I see. But anyways. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. Farewell.
I don't care. I'm not your dad. Wait, shit, am I?